podcast. This is a podcast about knitting, crocheting, and always all of the yarny goodness that I love. Today is Thursday, November 2nd, and I am coming to you from my home in Nebraska. A big hello to anyone who's new and stopping by, or a big hello back to all returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for sharing some time with me to hear about my crafty adventures. I really appreciate all of you who take that time. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel. Other places you can find me besides YouTube. I am cbcraftygirl on Instagram and Ravelry, and those links can be found in the show notes down below, as well as everything I talk about on this episode. We do have a couple of knit-alongs going on currently in our Ravelry group. So I should say we do have a Ravelry group for Carla Knits, and we do have some make-alongs going on. So they are both year-long make-alongs, and our year is quickly closing in on us or coming to an end. It's hard to believe it's already November. So happy November, everyone. But the two make-alongs, we have a Love Your Stash make-along. So there are lots of people using yarns in their stash to make beautiful projects. And we also have a blanket make-along. So that's to make new blankets or pull out old blanket whips and just show them some love this year. So thank you all who are participating in those groups. I will share some photos in our next episode. I am recording this without show notes today. I just am having a busy week right now, so I wanted to make sure I got a podcast out to you, but I didn't take time to do notes or photos today. But I do keep periodically checking in on those groups and absolutely love all of the beautiful things you all are making. So keep going. We're almost at the end of the year. So all right, I think that's it for chatty stuff at the top of the episode. I have one finished object today. I have one half object, so maybe you can guess what those are. Surely by the thumbnail, you know what my finished object is. It is this beautiful pair of socks. This pattern is I gotta think about this. Harvest Socks. It is from a 3-pattern collection called the Sweater Weather Collection, Cuff Down by Carlie Perrins. And the pattern was gifted to me by a viewer of this podcast, so thank you very much. And this beautiful yarn, this pink yarn, was gifted to me by my birthday knitting buddy, Candy. So thank you again, Candy. I hope you can see the beauty, and I'm getting a little bit of streaks of sun in here, so I hope that's not too distracting. I don't usually record in the afternoon, but that's why we get a little bit of that sun. So sorry about that. Anyway, the yarn is Knit Picks Stroll hand painted in the Summer Blooms colorway. The pink is. And then the speckled yarn for the cuffs and the toes is Knit Picks Hawthorne in the Graffiti Speckle colorway. And I am just so delighted with how these socks turned out. They are just so pretty. I started them on my birthday, which was mid-July, and finished them up today. So it did take a while. I wasn't working very consistently on them. I don't know why, because they're absolutely beautiful. But now is the time of year when I can start wearing my hand knit socks, and I have been. So now I can wear this beautiful pair. So, and I've shared this before. Carlie Perrins has cuff down sock patterns. She has toe up sock patterns. So I think that is really great. She can reach a whole bunch of knitters who prefer different ways of knitting their socks. So she's got us covered. So that is my one finished object today. I do have a half object, and I don't think, I'm pretty sure this was a new cast on since the last podcast. So I'm just going to put it on the sock blocker here so you can guess. Yes, it's another sock. This is a DK weight sock. I followed the pattern by Kay the Crazy Sock Lady for her vanilla DK sock pattern. And the yarn that I used is from Pretty Deep Stash. This was from a Homespun house. I don't remember the colorway. Let's see. Dream Fast is the colorway. So I have been looking at this skein of yarn for a good portion of this year, thinking I really wanted to do some DK weight socks. So this is going to be a gift for someone for Christmas. So I'm excited. The first one knit up really fast, and that leads us into works in progress. So I have the second one. I am through the heel flap and gusset, and I am on the gusset decreases. I will share that I was on a Zoom with some knitting friends this afternoon, and I was unknitting because I was still in the decrease section, and I was, talking, and I couldn't keep track of what I was doing. So I did have to unknit. So I had been trying to get to the point where it would just be knitting round and round and round, but I hadn't quite finished my decreases. So I had to unknit a little bit, but no harm done. So that is how far I am on the second sock. DK weight socks really do work up so fast, and it is so nice and squishy. So I hope this will be a Christmas gift that somebody really, really enjoys. Yeah, so currently this is the only sock on my needle. I hope to be putting some Christmas socks on the needle coming up in the near future. But for now, this is the only one, and I think I'm going to just concentrate on getting that one done. A couple other, well, I guess these are little finishes too. Yeah, I guess these are little finishes. I did do a couple more granny squares. I shared granny squares last episode that I was making from my mini skein swap partner from last year, Peggy. And so here is another square. I am using the Scrappy Granny pattern by Nitty Natty. That's a free pattern on Ravelry. I really love that pink. That is so pretty. And then this one is so fun. I love that too. There's just some really bright, tropical, fun colors in there. Really pretty. And then currently I am still working on this one, and I really love the colors in this one, these corals and these kind of muted yellows. I just think that is super pretty. So I have really been having fun working on these. So out of the 12 mini skein swap from last year, I have made, let's see. So this is number 10. So this one, 10, yes, number 10. And so then I have 2 more to work on from that Advent swap. So that is what my plans are going to be this year for Advent. I think I shared this last time. I have 2 swap partners, and so I plan to make granny squares with all of the minis that I get, and eventually put them in a blanket. I know I'll have another blanket whip on the go, but I just think that would be a really fun remembrance of swapping. Yeah, I just think that would be fun. And I'll probably throw some other scraps in there too. Otherwise, it might take me a really long time to finish a blanket, but we'll see. But enjoying that. Really portable, easy little project to have on the go. Just a couple more. It's going to be a very short episode today. But that reminded me with those mini skeins, I did host a mini skein swap in the Carla Knits group. And so everybody was paired up, and by now you should have mailed off your package to your partner, or at least communicated that it's almost on the way. So if anybody has any questions or concerns about it, or you haven't heard from your partner, please send me a message on Ravelry so I can try to help out with that. But hopefully everybody's swap is working really, really great, and we will look forward to opening those either in December or earlier if you'd like. So, all right, 2 more works in progress for today. Last time I shared that there was a poncho, oops, I'm losing stitches, that there was a poncho pattern that I was really interested in knitting, but it would be yet another garment on the needles, so I wasn't completely sure I should do that. But I won a pattern prize on Brittany's podcast, the Turtle Burger Crochet podcast, for her year-long sock make-along. Let's see, sock using stash make-along. I'm sure I didn't say that right. But I was so you know, surprised and so happy to win a pattern prize. And so I went ahead and asked for the Pike Stout Poncho by Thea Coleman. And I'll try to remember to insert a picture here. So it's a beautiful cable poncho that actually has sleeves. So I have just started, if you saw in the picture, it has that rolled chunky neck. So I have just started. The yarn that I am using, this is a Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. This is a worsted weight. And the color is Lava Heather, and I'm sure you won't pick up how beautiful this yarn is. When I look at it up close, it is brown with bluish purple undertones. It is just a really pretty color, and I think it sometimes reads more as a dark brown, or in certain lights, it's like a purplish brown. But I just think that is so pretty. So this will definitely be a very different, you know, dark sweater for me. I loved the pattern photo, and then I saw this yarn and I thought, this is what I want to do. So barely started. I have 8 inches of ribbing to do, so it's just really easy, you know, knit 2 purl 2 ribbing for 8 inches. So happy to have that started, and I know it's going to be a long-term project, but really, really happy to have started that. And thank you again, Brittany, for that pattern. The last work in progress probably got the most attention other than my sweet pink socks, and that is the Parker cardigan. This is a crocheted cardigan by Amber Zumbrin. Also, company name is Heartfully Stitched. I just think, you know, my crochet projects that I've had periodically throughout the year, I have just really enjoyed crocheting again. That was my first love before knitting. And, you know, I have seen, you know, lots of crochet garments out there in the store and on Instagram. And so I know, you know, crochet is having its time again right now. So I thought, I think I want to crochet this cardigan. I saw this cardigan come across Instagram and instantly fell in love with it. So this, I don't know how much I can, if I can share it. This is the Parker cardigan. And this is where I was the last time. So I have completed the length of the body. So this one covers the bum, which is very nice. It's going to be very cozy. And currently I am working on this section, which is the cowl lapel. So, you know, just long rows all the way around and back and forth. So I have to do, I think, 14 of those rows. I think I have 4 done. So I am in the middle of that. You can see that it will have pockets, inset pockets. So after the lapel is done, I probably will do the pockets next, and then the sleeves, yeah, to finish it off. And I will say this pattern is very well written. I love how the sweater is fitting when I have tried it on. The yarn is, what is this yarn? This is A Touch of Alpaca by Lion Brand Yarn, and it definitely has some long fuzzy alpaca hairs in there, some longer hairs in the yarn, but sometimes I get mixed up if it's an alpaca hair or a Carla hair, because I am crocheting my hair into my project, or knitting my hair into projects too, which happens with long hair. But using this, it is in the crimson colorway. This sweater is definitely eating lots of skeins of yarn. I think this is either 6 or 7. I have a couple more, and I hope, I hope I have enough. I got enough according to the pattern, at least I thought I did, but I may have to go back and order some more. So I think I've said all that I want to say. I really do like how quickly it's working up, and I hope you can see the pretty texture in this with those cross stitches in there. Yeah, cross stitches in there. But that is where I was, 2 weeks ago when I podcast. So I have made a good bit of progress. It has a really pretty ribbing at the bottom, which was really different to execute ribbing in crochet as opposed to knitting, but it turned out really pretty and stretchy. So I think I would really like to keep going with this project and get and finish that. I'm really excited about that cardigan. Our weather turned really cold. We had a dusting of snow on Sunday, and it was really cold Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And now it's starting to get warmer, back to the 50s, and like I don't know if we're gonna get in the 60s, but mid to upper 50s, which is really nice. But I know those 20s and 30s will return again. So I think then having that nice cozy sweater will be great. Or if it's not too cold out, and I don't want to throw a coat or a jacket on, this will be warm enough to wear as an outer layer, because I think it's going to be pretty warm. So those are the projects that I have been actively working on. On my needles, I still have the Betangled shawlette. That's that greenish color shawl. I have not worked on that yet, and I also have not, I haven't put any stitches on my love note. But my plans will be, I do want to pick up the love note again really soon, because I am pretty close, I think, to getting through the lace portion, and then able to divide for sleeves. And I have some traveling coming up, so I would like to have that sweater as one of my travel projects, because it will just simply be stockinette in the round for the body. So I think that would be a really good project to have. That would be an easier project to take along than the crochet cardigan. That's kind of heavy now, and yeah, I don't think that is a really great car project. But the love note sweater would be good. The socks would be good. So that is it for what I've been up to. It doesn't feel like I had a whole lot to share with you today, but I feel like I knit and crochet in every spare moment I have. And so having said that, I guess I just want to talk a little bit that I am going to be taking a little bit of a break, and I hope it's a little bit of a break from recording podcasts and from some of our Zoom meetings, just at least through the end of November. I just feel like this fall has gotten really busy, and I know it is busy for all of us, and we all have the same amount of time in our day. But a lot of times I feel like I am spending every spare moment on my knitting and crocheting, which I love that, but sometimes it feels like a chore, and I don't want it to feel like a chore. And I also want to be able to, I was sharing with a friend, I would like to be able to take a nap if I feel like I should take a nap, or if I feel like I'd like to take a nap. But most times I'm feeling like, oh, I gotta do stuff. I gotta make interesting projects for the podcast. And I know you guys are all so kind. And that you guys are not putting this pressure on me. This is pressure that I am putting on myself. So I am just going to take a couple weeks off. I did share that we are going to be traveling. So not this weekend. This weekend I play for church, all 3 services. But the next weekend we are going to be traveling to Kansas. Jeff is going to be doing a Bach organ recital down there. And then the following weekend, right before Thanksgiving, we are going to take a very quick trip, just like a couple days, down to Texas to visit our son, Ryan. So we haven't seen him since this summer. And so we're really anxious to see where he lives. And then also my youngest brother, David, and his wife, Natalia, and their 4 kids live not too far from Ryan, and I have not seen them since they got married, and that was 8 or 9 years ago. So yeah, I have not been able to see them in person. So I'm really looking forward to that. But some busy travel weekends, and then that brings us to right before Thanksgiving. So we'll get back and have the Thanksgiving food preparation and everything. So I love what I do. I love my knitting and crocheting, and I love sharing with you. And I'm grateful to every single one of you who watches, who comments, who shares, who participates in the make-alongs, who sends me messages on Instagram. I think you are all great. I have been very blessed by all of you. But I'm going to take a little break, and it's my hope that I will be back in December to share some Advent makings with you. So with that, I hope that you are all doing very, very well. I hope you are enjoying fall, the beautiful fall weather. If you have fall where you are, or if you are somewhere else, I hope you are enjoying the weather where you are. Love to hear what you are working on. If you'd like to share, that would be so great. So until the next time I see you, take care and happy knitting. Bye-bye.